अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। So this morning we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, chapter 5, text number 19. श्रीराजवाचा कस्मिन् काले स भगवान् किं वर्ण कीदृशो नृभिः नाम्ना वा केन विधिना पूज्यते तदिहोच्यताम्। श्रीराजवाचा कस्मिन् काले स भगवान् किं वर्ण कीदृशो नृभिः नाम्ना वा केन विधिना पूज्यते तदिहोच्यतम्। श्रीराजवाचा कस्मिन् काले स भगवान् किं वर्ण कीदृशो नृभिः नाम्ना वा केन विधिना पूज्यते तदिहोच्यतम्। श्रीराजवाचा कस्मिन् काले स भगवान् किं वर्ण कीदृशो श्रीराजवाचा माताजीस राजवाचा कस्मिन् काले स भगवान् किं वर्ण कीदृशो नृभिः नाम्ना वा केन विधिना पूज्यते तदिहोच्यतम्। Okay, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's humble servants. Okay, translation. Before we read the translation, let us chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Sri Rajavacha, the king said, Kasmin, in what? Kale, time. Saha, he, Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord. Kim Varnaha, having what color? Kidrishaha, having what form? Nribhi, by men. Namna, by what names? Va, and. Kena, by what? Vidhina, processes. Pujyate, is worshipped. Tat, that. Iha, in our presence. Uchyatam, please speak. Translation. King Nimi inquired, in what colors and forms does the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in each of the different ages, and with what names and by what types of regulative principles is the Lord worshipped? So, purport by Srila Prabhupada's servants. It has been clearly established in the previous verses that human life is spoiled if one does not surrender unto the Supreme Lord and engage in His loving devotional service. Therefore, the king is now requesting the sages to give specific details about the worship of the Lord, because this devotional process has clearly been described as the only practical means of delivering the conditioned soul. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripa tamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramamananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayane Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. King Nimi inquired, in what colors and forms does the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in each of the different ages, and with what names and by what types of regulative principles is the Lord worshipped in human society? So this shloka is extremely important because it is talking about the benefit or the welfare of the human race or the humanity. Because the human form of life is extremely rare. And durlabham manusam janma. Because this human form of life is very, very rare. So therefore, here King Nimi is inquiring from the Navayogendras, Karavhajana. He is inquiring from Sri Karavhajana. There are 9 Yogendras. We worship these 9 Yogendras, Navayogendras, instead of the Navagrahas. Because when you take shelter of Vasudeva, when you take shelter of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, then you do not need to worship anyone else. Devarshi bhutapta nrinam pitrinam naking karo naya nayam rini cha rajan. Sarvatmanaya sharanam saranyam gato mukundangri parihritya kartam. That means that we are indebted, we are rini. We are indebted to the Devarshis, means the Devas, the Rishis, all the living and different living entities, the different demigods. Yanam Pitrinam Nakinkaram Nayam Rinir Charajan. We are indebted to so many different personalities. We are indebted to our parents for giving us this human birth. Similarly, we are indebted to the earth. There are the 7 mothers. We are indebted to all of them practically. So, therefore, the human form of life is extremely important. So, here Nimi is asking that in human society, how is the Lord worshipped? In what different forms is the Lord worshipped? So, basically, there are so many different incarnations of the Lord. We primarily know about 10 incarnations. But Srimad Bhagavatam explains about 24 incarnations of the Lord. And there Sutta Goswami says, Kaumara Acharam Kaumaram. No. There is a shloka. Saeva prathamam devam kaumaram sargamastitaha chachara dushcharam brahma brahmacharya makhanditam. That in the first incarnation, the Lord appeared as the 4 Kumaras. So, different times the Lord comes himself and different times the Lord sends his pure devotees. Dvitiyam tu bhavayasya rasatalagatam mahim uddharishyanupadatta yajnesha saukaram vapuhu. In his second incarnation, the Lord appeared as Varaha, and he protected the earth. He rescued the earth from the bottom of the ocean and put her into her proper orbit. Tritiyam rishi sargam vai devarsirtvam petrisha tantram sattvatamachastya nashkarmyam karmanam yataha turye dharmakala sarge naranarayana vrishi. In his 4th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Naranarayana Rishi. Very, very famous story of Lord Naranarayana. Indra came to break the penance of Naranarayana Rishi without knowing who he is. So he tried, and then Naranarayana, when he approached Naranarayana Rishi, actually there is Lord Narayana, and then there is the Lord, then there is the Nara. So these are the 2 different separate. So actually Nara is Arjuna and Narayan is the Lord himself. But then there are 2, but one performs austerities and the other protects dharma. So in this way they simultaneously, there is a particular episode in the Puranas we find. A particular demon asked that I should be killed by a person who can simultaneously perform austerities and fight. So the Lord appeared as Naranarayana to fulfill the desire of that particular demon. So like that. So Naranarayana Panchamo Kapilo Nama Siddhesha Kala Viplutam. So in the 5th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Kapila. Shasthera Patyatvam. In the 6th, Vritpraptanashiya Anvikshi Ki Malakarya Pradadibhu Uchivan. Then in the 6th incarnation, he appeared as Dattatreya, the son of Anasuya and Atri. So like this. There are so many incarnations of the Lord. So what is the purpose of all of these incarnations of the Lord? It is for the benefit of the human beings. Primarily for the benefit, of course, for all living entities, but the human beings have a special chance to take advantage of these incarnations of the Lord, the presence of the Lord, the instruction of the Lord, and thereby make one's life sublime, go back home, back to Godhead. Because that is the purpose of the Lord coming here again and again. Leelayitena bhuvanani jayatya jashram govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Why the Lord comes? He comes to perform His pastimes. You see, the living entity, we the living entities, we have a particular minute independence. With that independence, we can choose whether we want to be with the Lord or we want to enjoy separately from the Lord. The enjoying tendency, the tendency to have ananda is there within the soul. It is our swarupa. By our constitutional position, we are Satchidananda. That means we are full of knowledge, we are full of eternity, and we are full of bliss. So, the Lord is also the same. But we are Amsha and He is Purna. We are the part and parcel of the Lord and He is the supreme whole. So therefore, because He has these transcendental qualities, we also are made up of these transcendental qualities. So therefore, sometimes because the Lord is Swarat, so similarly sometimes we, the living entities, we decide, oh, I can do on my own, I don't need the Lord. The moment we think like this, we are immediately placed into this place. This place is called the material world, or you can say the Durga, whose Adhishtatri Devi or whose controller is Durga. So we are placed here. And the wonderful thing about this place is that here everybody thinks that he is God, or he is the king, or he is the most wonderful. This is the nature of everyone in this material world. Srila Prabhupada, in his, there is a song by Prabhupada, Brindavane Bhajan. He says, Chirarogi, Dukkho Bhogi, Sajjate Suiya, Bhalo achi aaj kahe, Hashiya Hashiya. A person who is bedridden, Chirarogi means he is always sick. And Sajja Bhogi, he is enjoying, his hospital bed or whatever, Chirarogi, Sajja Bhogi, Chirarogi, Dukkha Bhogi, Dukkha Bhogi, Sajjate Suiya. He is suffering and he is thinking that this suffering is my, I am doing well. Bhalo achi aaj kahe, hashiya hashiya. He thinks, oh, today I am very well. Smiling, he will say, today I am very well. Hashi paye tar bhalo thakar kathaye, mayabaddha jiber bhalo ei bhabe hoy. That it is very funny that he is saying that I am happy today. Because the condition of the living entity, those who are covered by the illusory potency of the Lord, this is their nature. They think that they can be happy in this material world. Koto plan kore tara bhalo thakibare, prakriti bhangiya deয় sob bare bare. They make so many different plans to stay well in this material world. But prakriti bhangiya deয়. But the material nature will smash their plans every time. And they will always end up in a different kind of sorrow or misery. So, this is the material world. We fall in this material world and we are covered by the three modes of material nature. And here we are thinking that we are Huh? We are the controller. Huh? We are the master of everyone. Everybody has this idea. The husband thinks I am the control of the home, I am the Grihaswami, and the wife thinks I control everyone in the house. Like this. So everybody has this mentality of controlling. This is the material world. This is what happens when we forget our original identity. So therefore, the Lord comes again and again and again to remind the living entity. And sometimes the Lord takes different forms and performs different pastimes, all with the intention to not force it upon the living entity. Not force, hey, you have to come back home, back to God. No, not forcing. But to try to make him understand that this is not your home, this is not your place. Please let us go home. So therefore the Lord comes and performs these pastimes. And by performance of all of these wonderful pastimes of the Lord, what happens is that the living entity is attracted. For example, when you look at the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, the living entity or people in general, they can relate to that pastime. Because mostly everyone is a family man. So they see in family these things happen. You know, the race for power, isn't it? So all this, sometimes politics, who gets to become the lord of all the wealth in the family, like that, you know. So you see Rama is being coronated. And then here comes somebody, some maid is giving some mantrana to Kaikeyi, that no, your son should be the king. Like this. So the Lord comes and performs pastimes like an ordinary human being. And then he goes, Nato Natya Dharo Yatha. This is the Lord. But then he performs the pastime of, like, say, when Sita is kidnapped by Ravan, then Lord Rama is crying just like an ordinary man. But all of these things we can relate to. When we also shed tears upon the sorrow of Mother Sita being kidnapped, upon the sorrow of Lord Ramachandra crying for his wife, we also, then what happens is that our heart gets cleansed, because this is the topic about the Lord. This is the topic about Tava Kathamritam. These are the topics about the Supreme Lord. So what happens is that the living entity is attracted. In this way, when the living entity gets attracted, then he comes in contact with the devotees of the Lord. And the devotee will guide the living entity, guide the human being to accept a bona fide spiritual master. And in this way, gradually, he can go back home, back to Godhead. So therefore the Lord comes. You know, Srimad Bhagavatam says, Asan varnas trayo hyasya grihnato nu yugam tanuhu shukla raktas tatha pitam idanim Krishna sambhavaha. So this boy, Garga Muni is telling Nanda Maharaj that this boy, your son Krishna, he has appeared in other millenniums. In other yugas he has appeared. He has appeared in the past in 3 other colors. Jai Jai Shri Shri Gauranitai Bhagavan Ki Jai. Jai Jai Shri Shri Radha-Rasbihari Lalita Vishakha Ki Jai. Shri Shri Ram Sita Lakshman Hanuman Ji Ki Jai. So, he has appeared in 3 other colors. So, we know that Lord Ramachandra has appeared in the light greenish color. So, and then, of course, you know the latest incarnation of the Lord. Another important thing is that we should understand from the Shastra who is an incarnation. Because in India, we have this mentality, or we have this tradition that anybody who can perform something that is not understandable by us or something mystical, we think that, oh, he must be God. But it is not such. If we study the Vedic literatures, we can understand that there are the Ashtanga Yoga. By the process of Ashtanga Yoga, if anybody can do, it is just normal practices of, different postures. Asana, pranayama. So these are some things, if we perform, nowadays people use this yoga for having good health, to enjoy their senses. But that is not the purpose of yoga actually. The purpose of yoga is so that all the Ashtanga Yoga is meant for, so that you can just sit peacefully on Padmasana. If you sit peacefully on Padmasana, you can perform meditation. So all these pranayama and asanas are meant so that you can sit peacefully and meditate on Krishna or meditate on the Lord. When you do that, then naturally you can realize the absolute truth. But then this process was for other yugas, not for this age of Kali. There are 4 yugas. There is Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. So Satya Yuga is like 4 times the time duration of the age of Kali. Similarly, Treta Yuga is 3 times the time duration of the age of Kali. And Dwapara is 2 times the time duration of the age of Kali. And Kali Yuga's time duration is 427,000 years are still left of the Kali Yuga, 5,000. So 432,000 years of the age of Kali, out of which 5,000 years have passed. And just 5,000 years ago, who had come? SriSriRadhaRasbihari had come and performed all these pastimes. And you know what? A saint named A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, before he even went to America, he came around this area. He saw Radharasbihari performing Ras Leela here. Yes, because Sarvatra Sphure Tar Ishtadeva Spurti. So, the devotee of the Lord can see. So, Krishna came 5,000 years ago. And he performed all of these pastimes. Again for what? Leela itena bhuvanani jayatya jasram. When the living entity finally comes in contact with Krishna, then he studies Krishna consciousness. He understands who the Lord is, how powerful the Lord is. But what he understands the most is how karunamaya, how compassionate the Lord is. Can you imagine? You go up to your king. Suppose you go up to your king and you tell your king. King asks you, what would you like? I say, I want your queen. What will the king do to you? Will he give you his queen? No. What will he do? He will take out his sword and he will have your head. So this is. But then you go and ask the Lord, Are, you are dancing with Radha, I want Radha. Krishna says, Are, tathastu, don't worry, I will give you Radha. You come here, in the material world, you find a girl, what do you think? This is my Radha. She is the most beautiful woman on the whole planet. Every man who gets married has this idea, including me. Okay, I am also from this material world. So every person, they think that, oh, my wife is the most beautiful. Nobody can be better. So, because this is the illusory world, the Lord has created and facilitated your desire. Because you have asked for something that is impossible. But that impossibility is also made possible by the Lord for you. So you come here and you feel like, yes. You see, many people, they think they are Krishna. Especially when they are falling in love with somebody. Then they think that, oh, I am Krishna. Or the girl will think, oh, you are Krishna. Like this. So these things happen in the material world. Because this is an illusory world. And we come here temporarily, we think that, oh, we are the master, we are the king. So these things happen. But the Lord, anyhow He comes. Just imagine how compassionate the Lord is. Whatever you want, He allows that. Not only that, He also accompanies you. What is that sloka? I forget. Kamba Dayalum. Saranam Vrajema. Yeah. So, Madhavendra Puri is singing this sloka. Aho Vakyam Stanakala Kutam. Isn't it? So, the Lord is so dayalu. Isn't it? So, because of His daya, He comes again and again and again and again and again. He comes. He repeatedly comes. Rishayo manavo deva manuputra mahojasa kala sarva harereva saprajapatayastata. So, it says that Ete chamsakala pungsa krishnastu bhagavan sayam indrari vyakalam lokam radayanti yuge yuge. So, He comes. Krishna is, of course, the avatari, but His kala and His amsha, they keep coming again and again. So, why they come again? The same purpose. Simply so that He can take the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. Attract the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. And then otherwise, the human beings, they do not know. When we are born, we do not know what to do. So the Lord Himself comes to teach how to worship Him. Just like in this age of Kali, Krishna came as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anna. He came as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Balaram came with him also as Nityananda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anna, and then Brajendra Nandana Jai Swachishita Hoila Sei Balaram Hoila Nitai. So he comes as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age of Kali. He came just 500 years ago. We are so fortunate we can go and visit the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this place, Lord Chaitanya appeared. Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the neem tree under which He was brought under as soon as He was born. Or this is the neem tree under which He was born. So we have all this facility. The Lord came, the same Krishna, same RadhaRasbihari came. Came along with Radharani also. Radharani and Krishna together He came as Sri Krishna Chaitanya. And then again that same, why? He came. Papi tapi jato chilo hariname uddharilo. And then He left a Shakshi also. He left a witness also. Who is the witness? Jagai and Madhai. And then He not only did that, He performed so many wonderful pastimes. He went all over India. He came to Mumbai also, I was told. Yes? So Lord Chaitanya came to this place. He went to Vitthal. So we have the dust from His lotus feet here. Isn't it? What is that river next to Vitthal? Chandrabhaga Nadi. Lord Chaitanya took bath there. So you can still find the lotus dust from His lotus feet in the waters there. Go and bathe there. So like this, we have the presence of the Lord in these holy rivers, Ganga. If you go to Ganga, you will find. Sometimes if you go to Jagannath Puri, they say, oh, we can find. If you don't know who was your 13th forefather, they have some way to look for it and they find out. Because people go there and they leave their names, Gotra, everything. So like that they find out. So, whether you can find or not, but you know for sure that Lord Ramachandra must have taken bath in the Ganga. Isn't it? Lord Chaitanya must have taken. He was bathing regularly. He was bathing so much that Jagannath Mishra had to come and pull him out of the river. And Mother Sachi used to pull him out of the river. Come, now take prasadam while you're in the Ganga of so long. So we have the dust of the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra, Lord Sri Krishna, all the incarnations of the Lord, we have there in Ganga. So this is how fortunate Mother Ganga is. And you see how Karunamaya Mother Ganga is also. So, because the Lord is Karunamaya, therefore, His devotees also take on that quality. So, similarly, we have in front of us, we have who? His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He also, out of his compassion, 70 years of age, but out of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls, he took on the Jaludhi. Yesterday was the incorporation of ISKCON. We heard about Prabhupada. Why do we talk so much about Prabhupada? Because why did the Lord glorify this devotee so much? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave a prediction. Prithivite achajata nagaradikram sarvatra prachar hoive moranam, right? Now when the Lord will make a prediction, that means already it is in existence. Somebody is going to do that job. Isn't it? So, the Lord Krishna, Mahaprabhu could have done it. But then, Mahaprabhu, in the Chaitanya Mangala, Mahaprabhu says, Jodi papi dharma chhadi dur deshe jay, mor shena pati bhakta jaive tathai. If the fallen sinners give up their occupational duty, give up their swadharma, give up their religion, and they go to far off countries, dur deshe jay. Yes, more Shenapati Bhakta, my commander-in-chief devotee, will go there and bring them back. So, the Lord is glorifying His devotee. He could have said, no, I will come again and I will do it. But no, He says, more Shenapati Bhakta will do. See, this is the nature of the Lord. The Lord, He loves to glorify His devotee. The Kurukshetra war was there. Krishna could have simply said, Arjun, tum idhar baitho. Main sab kuch kar leta hu. Isn't it? He could have done it. But no. He was not doing that. Arjun, he was sitting on the chariot and he was, tending the horses. And Arjuna, one of Arjuna's name is Savyasachi. Savyasachi means one who can, shoot arrows with both his hands, like this and then like that. Both his hands he could do. I cannot even move my hand like this, what to speak, shooting arrows. But Arjuna was so expert. So, while he was shooting, he was fighting with his bow and arrow, sometimes he cannot tell Krishna, go left, go right. So then what he has to do? He has to push him with his foot. He has to push him, go left, go right with his foot. But Krishna accepted that. He loves that. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is completely purchased by devotion, by bhakti. Bhaktya tvananyaya sakya aham evam vidorjana. So, it is by bhakti you can purchase the Lord. So, Arjuna, he was serving Arjuna like this. So, and then he gave the credit. Nimitta matra bhava savyasachin. You become the nimitta. Once, Srila Prabhupada was asked this question. Why, since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the prediction, why he did not do it himself? He was the Supreme Lord. He could do everything. Srila Prabhupada said, maybe the Lord has left because he wanted to give me the credit for it. So, yes, the Lord loves to glorify His devotee. And therefore, if we glorify such devotees, will the Lord not be pleased? Tell us. Isn't it? If we glorify Arjuna, will the Lord not be pleased? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he would be in Jagannath Puri, you know from where he would see Jagannath? He would stand behind the Garuda Stamba and he would watch. Isn't it? In our temples, we have who? We have Srila Prabhupada as Garuda. He is the representative of Garuda. And RadhaRasbihari is so pleased with him, 24/7 looking at him all the times. And Prabhupada also. Such a humble devotee. Yesterday Maharaj was explaining, Ki kore bujhavo katha bor sei chahi. Here is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. You know who is Bhaktivedanta? Somebody who is such a big scholar that he gets a upadhi. He gets the title Bhakti Vedantam. He is such a good devotee, he has so much bhakti, and he is so learned that he is like the Vedanta himself. Bhakti Vedanta Swami. This title was given to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is telling Krishna, Ki kore bujhavo katha. Kaise main samjhaunga? How will I let them understand about you? This is the humility of the Vaishnava. This is the humility. Supa and Sanatana also same humility. Ke ami kene more jare tapatroy iha nahi jani kemone hito hoy. Sanatana Goswami is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I do not know who I am. Sanatana Goswami, what he was doing, he gave up the job of the king and he was sitting at home and reading Bhagavatam. Who reads Bhagavatam? Somebody who is a Bhakti Shastri, he will read the Bhagavatam, right? So, he didn't know who he was. But this is the humility of... There is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita that says that, my dear Sanatan, my dear Rupa, please do not express your humility in such a way because it shatters my heart. The dainyata, the humility of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servants. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada, so we can understand how helpless Srila Prabhupada felt. And it's not that he is doing drama. He really, really felt helplessness. And that is why he prayed to Krishna like that please help me. And look what Krishna did. In the history of Vaishnavism, you cannot find an acharya, respect to all the previous acharyas, to all the sampradaya acharyas, but you cannot find an acharya who has written in a language that is understandable even for kids. 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids, that too, from Western world, not Indian, Western world, read Prabhupada's books, joined the temple. Sometimes our ISKCON society had to get in trouble because all these youngsters, they joined the movement. And in America, if you are not 18, the temple could get in trouble. But these devotees, they were so sincere. Sometimes the temples got in trouble because they hid them. Hare is such a wonderful soul, such a good service mood. So they kept them, they hid them, and they got in trouble. Why? Because they understood Prabhupada's language. So, Prabhupada's language is something that we must not neglect. Because we sing, Krishna se tomara Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. But we have read, or if you study the books of the acharyas, you will find nothing is entering inside. Nothing will go inside. Jaiva Dharma I used to read sometimes, a few pages. Kya bol rahe hain? All respects, no. There is tattva there. Srila Prabhupada said, I read my Guru Maharaj's books, you read my books. Prabhupada made it very simple for us. If we read those books, haven't you heard our acharyas, our gurus? They constantly keep telling us. What they tell us? Read Srila Prabhupada's books. This is how they found their way back home, back to Godhead. And they're telling us, they're giving us the address how to go back home, back to Godhead. They're giving us the GPS. Here, this is the way. And the way is Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada, Krishna, he asked, Ki kore bujhabo katha bor sei chahi. He said, I want the benediction, oh Krishna, I want a benediction from you. And what is that benediction? Please, give me the benediction that I may be able to speak my words and it will be understandable for them. Prabhupada says, Khudra ami dino hino kono shakti nahi. Othocho enecho Prabhu katha bolibare. But nonetheless, even though I am so fallen, I am so minute, I am so insignificant, khudra ami dino hino, I am completely powerless, but despite all of that, you have brought me here, Prabhu. Othocho enecho Prabhu katha bolibare, je tomar ichha Prabhu, karo eibare. Whatever you wish, let your wish prevail. This Prabhupada left it to Krishna. Prabhupada left it to Krishna. I have come here. I made an effort to come because my Guru Maharaj's order was there. So therefore I came. I am now here. I find this place. Rajastama gunera savai achanno Vasudeva Katharuchi Nahese Prasanno. They are not interested in Vasudeva Katha. But Athocha Enecha Prabhu Katha Bolivare. These people are not interested in Katha. But you have brought me here for Katha Bolivare. For Katha Bola. Katha bolne ke liye aapne mere ko laya yahan. Je tomar ichha Prabhu karo ei bare. So whatever you wish, my Lord, you please do whatever you wish, as you wish. So, Krishna ka kya wish tha? Prabhupada spoke. If Krishna did not give that vardhan, agar Krishna wo vardhan nahi diya, to hum log kaise idhar hai aaj? Isn't it? How are we all here today if Krishna did not give that benediction? So, we know Krishna gave the benediction to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj said, I was looking for kacham. I was looking for glass. I found diamond. Abhi kuch nahi chahiye mere ko. Isn't it? So, we know Dhruva Maharaj was granted benediction by the Lord. And we know that Prabhupada was also granted a benediction. What is the result? We all. We all are the result of that benediction. Srila Prabhupada for us, stupid, idiot, fallen souls, especially me, for us, Srila Prabhupada begged that benediction. Isn't it? And now that we have found Srila Prabhupada, let us hold on to his lotus feet. Aapko chhodenge nahi, Pardada. Isn't it? Hamara Dada hai, na? Our grand spiritual masters. Let us not let go of his lotus feet. If we grab his lotus feet, then Krishna will not let go of us. Krishna will accept us. That is a surety. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's plan, more Senapati Bhakta Jaive Tathai. The verse is saying what? The verse says, in what colors and forms does the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in each of the different ages? And with what names and by what types of regulative principles is the Lord worshipped in human society? Sometimes when I read Prabhupada, I feel like Prabhupada is like the next king after Parikshit Maharaj. I mean, 4 regulative principles we know. Generally in human society, generally in Indian culture, it is there. But it was not instituted the way Srila Prabhupada did it. No other Acharya, even Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj did not even institute like that. He did not demand from the devotees, follow the 4 regular principles. He did not demand as such. It was understood that, they would be cultured and they would follow those things. But Srila Prabhupada made a barrier. This is my Gandhi. This is my, in Bengali it's called Gandhi, means this is the, Lakshman Rekha. This is the Rekha. What is it? 4 regular principles, you stay out. Meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling, you stay out. That's Prabhupada. You go to Srila Prabhupada's society, Prabhupada's movement, everywhere you go, this is Parikshit Maharaj's kingdom. Because in Parikshit Maharaj's kingdom, this was out. And, but then the property is there. But then Srila Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj has given us the guidelines. Tomaro konoko bhogero janoko konokero dare shevaho madhavo. The money that you have, the gold, it is bhogero janoko. It is the root of sense gratification. So therefore, konokero dare shevaho madhava. Therefore, take your wealth, take your gold and serve Madhava. Who is Madhava? Srila Prabhupada translates Madhava as the husband of the goddess of fortune. That means Lakshmi Maiya ka Swami. Lakshmi Devi ka Swami. So Lakshmi ke dwara Narayan ka seva. So he has given us the guidelines. So what I am trying to say is that Krishna comes sometimes as avatars, but then the Lord sometimes sends his pure devotee. But our superb good fortune is that no other, whatever other incarnations have given, it was very, very difficult to obtain all of that, But we have an opportunity to be very, very simple. What we need to do is stay inside the barrier. This ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, incorporated yesterday for us. That same date, 1966, it was incorporated for us. International Society, Srila Prabhupada included you, me, everyone. Because he put that word, international. He was in New York, he could have said, Society for New York. We have so many societies, Mumbai Society of this, that, the Lions Club of such and such area of Mumbai. Like that we have so many things. Prabhupada made international society. That means, Kato koshta sahi, prita mone rahi. So, suffering all that miseries and still staying blissful at heart because he was delivering Krishna to everyone. Why he was doing that? For one purpose only. Same, Yuga Dharma. Srila Prabhupada is carrying out the intention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada is carrying out the intention of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What was that intention? That intention was very simple. That we can go back home, back to God. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. Isn't it? So, that is what, so therefore we should find Krishna. And that is the goal of life. Prema Pumartho Mahan. We can get Krishna. That is the goal of life. So Srila Prabhupada gave this in a very, very simple way. Follow the 4 regulative principles, chant the Mahamantra 16 rounds every day. Instituted in so perfectly. If we follow Prabhupada, if we read Prabhupada's books, and if we can keep our head little low, because when we put our head up, then we see, oh, this one is wearing glasses, oh, this one is in white, oh, this one is yellow, oh, this one is in blue. Like that, we start judging. No. Srila Prabhupada was not judging. What happened to, oh, kya hua mera Guru Maharaj ke Gaudiya Math ko kya hua? Prabhupada was not thinking any of this. He was simply thinking, what is my portfolio? What am I supposed to do? Guru Maharaj has given me an instruction, let me follow that. Similarly, when we come here, we also get an instruction. We know exactly what to do. Huh? Follow the 4 regular principles. Never leave ISKCON, isn't it? Never leave ISKCON. Follow the 4 regular principles. Never leave ISKCON. Chant the holy names, read Prabhupada's books, and preach. Or do whatever service is asked by the authorities to do. Srila Prabhupada made this arrangement for us. So we should not divert our attention anywhere else. Let us just do this much and we will go back home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada has given us that surety, that assurance. So, the Lord comes in different times, at different millenniums He comes, but at this particular juncture, Srila Prabhupada has come, and this is also predicted in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Yes, Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Krishna, there is this description, you can find it in lectures of Srila Jayapataka Swami, Guru Maharaj. You can find he explains very nicely. Ganga, headed by Ganga, the demigods, they approached, actually the holy tirthas, all the holy places, especially the rivers, they approached Krishna when he was leaving the planet 5,000 years ago. And then Krishna said, don't worry. That Mother Ganga was especially worried because everybody comes to Ganga and dumps their sin. So Mother Ganga was assured by Krishna that my devotee who will broadcast the holy name of Krishna, or my devotee who is the worshipper of the holy name. Yesterday we heard, Bhakti nai Vedanai Name Khub Daro. He had unflinching faith in the holy name. This is Srila Prabhupada. Yes, and that is why he made everybody chant Hare Krishna. And he put so much emphasis on Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When I was a small boy, one day I was crossing the Ganga with one devotee from another institution. Okay, so he was in saffron, he was a brahmachari, like that. He was from another mutt or something like that. So I was asking, so when you take Diksha, do you get this 4 regulatory principles? I said, no, it is common sense, you have to follow it. I said, no, do you have to make a vow? No, not like that. So I said, so how many rounds do you chant? And he said, what do you mean how many rounds you chant? I said, yes, in the Gaudiya Math, you are supposed to chant 64 rounds, isn't it? So how many rounds do you chant? And he said, what is there chanting? Mahaprabhu said, Kirtaniya Sadahari, you should chant all the times. So I said, yes, I understood all the times we chant. But is there have you been given some particular number that you must chant this many rounds every day without fail? And he was, no need of such rules, no need, just Krishna, Kirtaniya Sadahari. He kept on going around, Kirtaniya Sadahari. He wouldn't come to the point that, no, I have a particular number of rounds. So, Srila Prabhupada instituted this. Do it like this. So, things are extremely clear for us. Very nicely, Prabhupada has given us what we should do. Chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulatory principles, stay within ISKCON. Yes, ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada wanted ISKCON. And Srila Prabhupada said, ISKCON should be managed by a governing body, not by one person. Srila Prabhupada made the ISKCON, just see, so many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples were there. You name Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. When you hear these names, isn't it? You feel awe and reverence for these So much they did, so much sacrifice they did, so much trouble they took, to push on Prabhupada's movement, isn't it? If they wanted, they could have said, no, this is not the other way, this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to do it. This is how it is to be done, and this is the way. If you don't like it, no. Prabhupada said, do it together. All of Prabhupada's disciples, they followed that. They were all from different cultures, from different backgrounds, different nations, white, black, so many different colors. But they stuck to that one instruction of Prabhupada. Cooperate with each other. He did it. So therefore, where should go? Which ISKCON should we go to? The ISKCON where all of Srila Prabhupada's servants humbly gave their life for. For that ISKCON we should work for. We should also give our life. Bhakti Charu Maharaj gave his life to ISKCON. Srila Gopal Krishna Maharaj gave his life to ISKCON. Isn't it? We will also give our life to that ISKCON. And with that, whatever it is, we will give our life, we will work for Krishna like that. Then we don't have to worry about our salvation. We don't have to worry about what will happen to our. That Prabhupada will worry about. Let us take this movement forward cooperatively. This is what is needed. And it can be done. It is possible. Our gurus have shown it for us. They have taken so much trouble. Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, they have taken so much trouble to keep this movement in one piece. During the presence of Srila Prabhupada's disciples, of course, unfortunately, one of Srila Prabhupada's grand disciples, unfortunately, he went some other way, stray. Stray dog, kabhi kabhi hota hai वैसा. किसी को क्या बोलता है, they get rabies and then they सबको काटते हैं. तो वैसा कभी कभी होता है. Forget it. Srila Prabhupada's boys. Prabhupada so fondly would say, my dear American boys and girls. Prabhupada's boys, yes, ये movement को एक piece में रखा गया. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur जब गया, when he left at that time, the Gaudiya Math was shattered. And Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very, very upset, very, very sad. But Srila Prabhupada's boys, Prabhupada was very, very, very proud of his boys. Once when he was in London, you have heard this lecture many times from Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. Once when he was in London, he said that, you young Grihastha couples, you have accomplished what my sannyasi godbrothers could not accomplish. Sent by my Guru Maharaj. They couldn't accomplish what you have all accomplished. So these are Prabhupada's boys and girls. So therefore let us keep our head in ISKCON. And let us try to. There is a greater fight for us. This is not a fight actually. We just need to keep our head low. That's all. Many times, ऐसा कैसा होगा, ऐसा कैसा होगा, ऐसा कैसा होगा. Many devotees ask. Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, he will answer. He says, if we read the sloka, third sloka of the Shikshastakam, Trinadapi, third or fourth? Yeah, third sloka. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadhari. If we can keep this as our necklace, as our kantimala, if we can keep that sloka, Trinadapi sunichena. I am not a big guy. I am not so special that I can just separate from the entire community of Srila Prabhupada's boys and girls. No, I am not so special. So let us keep our head low. Do what Prabhupada did. Where did Prabhupada leave all his everything? He left with ISKCON. Yes. In final will, he did not leave it with his wife. Prabhupada's daughter-in-law is present. He did not leave it with his wife and children. No. He left it with ISKCON. He said, give a little bit because they are in difficulty. Give them something little bit. That's very, very minimal. So Prabhupada left everything within ISKCON. We can also do the same. We can follow Prabhupada. Very, very practical. We don't have to concoct so many things. Just what instruction I have been given, just follow that instruction and carry on our service within ISKCON. We know that our Guru will be pleased if we live within ISKCON, if we stay within ISKCON. And ISKCON means what? Are, dhakka to aayega. Some fights will come. Some disturbance will come. The mind will say, Are, the grass is green on the other side. That is the conditioned mentality. I'll stop with one story from one Prabhupada disciple. One Mataji in Mayapur, Rama Devi Mataji. She was living in Mayapur. She went back to England. She used to do Radha Madhava's dresses and everything. She went back to London for she had some sickness. And it was detected that she had cancer. So she had cancer in the head somewhere. So she did some therapy and everything. She came back. So one day, I met her for the first time after after she came back, after her treatment. Mataji said, Sujit Indriya, I offer my respectful obeisances and beg forgiveness from all those devotees in ISKCON, some of whom treated me worse than I would be treated in the outside Karmi world. They were so nasty with me sometimes. So sometimes when we are in the movement, sometimes we will find very, very good behavior. Somebody will come and give us a big hug. But then some people will come and kick us also. But don't get disturbed when you get kicked. Hold on to yourself. Keep your seat belts tight. Stay. Because then Mataji said, I said, Mataji, why are you saying like that? He said, I was dying. I could see death right in front of my eyes. But somehow or other Krishna gave me another chance. Lord Chaitanya gave me another chance to come back. And I can do a little more service for maybe a few more years in Mayapur. And then she said that despite all of he said that the reason why I am allowed, because probably the Lord has some mercy on me. And the reason why He has mercy on me, because I had tolerated all that. Because I happened to tolerate that, because now I realize I was not pure enough to go back to Godhead. I was not pure enough to live in Mayapur. I was not pure enough to perform service to the Lord. But the Lord made arrangements. I had difficulties. I had my anarthas. And sometimes my anarthas needed some really heavy punishment. And Srila Prabhupada has made this society in such a way that some people, they do treat us like we're junk. But then, again, they're all arrangements of the Lord. They're all arrangements of the Lord. If we accept it as arrangement of the Lord, keep our head a little low, then Krishna will, certainly, we will be purified and we will be getting that destination for which Srila Prabhupada made this wonderful ISKCON. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.